Today we're going to go over how to measure angles with a protractor. So make sure you have your protractor handy and your angle sheet. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at our angle and see that it opens from the right. And I'm going to go ahead and line up this point with my vertex, which is the point where the two rays on the angle meet to form the angle. I'm going to try and make this so it's not out of focus. Alright, so now that I've got that lined up, I want to make sure that my ray that's flat is lined up with 0. So I'm going to just turn my protractor until it's lined up with this 0 line right here. Now, it's hard to see where it goes, so what I like to do is go ahead and turn my protractor and extend this ray just to make it easier to see when I'm measuring. So now, when I come back with my protractor and get it all lined up again, it's easy for me to see that this is a 45-degree angle. Now, the reason I know it's 45 and not 135 is, one, I can look at this angle and know that it's less than 90, so it's an acute angle. But also, because it opens from the right, that means that I'm actually going to measure from the right because the 0 is on the bottom. So I'm going to use this bottom set of numbers until I hit 45. If we had an angle that opened from the left, like if we come down to angle D, it opens from the left. Sorry, it's blurry, y'all. It opens from the left. So when I line it up here, my arrow's pointing to the left, so I'm now going to line up with 0 and use the top set of numbers as they go across. And so again, I'm going to extend this just so it lines up a little nicer, and I'm off a little bit on that, but we'll get pretty close. So when I look around now, I can see that that's a 135-degree angle. Okay, which it wouldn't make sense for this to be a 45-degree angle because it's an obtuse angle. Now, on your homework sheet for the weekend, you have this angles worksheet. Let me use this one right here. And some of you were asking class because we're a little bit confused because there's a lot of angles going on. Remember that the angles are where the two rays combine. So right here we have a bunch of different rays, but they're still creating a lot of angles. So for angle 1, for example, this would be my angle. So that's actually what I'm going to measure, those two rays. So when I measure those two and I line it up, I can see that angle 1 is a 90-degree angle. If I come over to angle 3 now, I can estimate that it's obtuse because this is the angle measurement. And let me find a highlighter, and I'll go ahead and highlight that for you so you can see that the angle is actually right here. So that's the angle we're going to use for angle 3. So when I come, I'm going to line up again my vertex, and it's opening from the left because that's where that arrow is pointing. So I'm going to use the top set of numbers, and that comes all the way around, so angle 3 would be a 150-degree angle. So it's quite a big obtuse angle. So I can come down again. When you get to angle like 8 and 9, for example, you're going to have to turn your paper so that you can use that angle, because again, angle 9 will now be talking about this ray and this ray. So we're actually going to measure right in here. So when I measure angle 9, line it up with 0, that's going to be a 120-degree angle. So hopefully this helps. If not, you are always welcome to come into tutorials.